Hi, and thank you so much for your interest in participating in the 2023 Worker Co-op and Democratic Workplace Census. My name is Mo. I am with the U.S. Federation of Worker Cooperatives, and we uh, co-produce this census every other year alongside our sister organization, the Democracy at Work Institute. And I'm here with my colleague, who I'll shift over to right now.
Hi, everyone. I'm Olga. I'm the Metrics and Impact Analyst at the Democracy at Work Institute, and really excited to be here to say a little bit more about the census.
So knowing that this is, really the only national comprehensive opportunity to track the trends of worker co-ops in the U.S., where do people go to learn more about the census and like how the data is used, things like that?
Sure. So the home base for the census is really exactly where you're at on the screen. So usworker.coop/census. This has all the information you may want and more about the census. So here you can access things like frequently asked questions. You can access the actual link to complete the survey. You can see PDFs and Word documents of this full survey. You can, if you want to learn more about how we've done this census in the past, since this is the 10th year that we've been doing it, you can click and see links of the state of the sector reports that we've produced using this data before. Um, and yeah, just there's also a contact us link in case you have a question that you don't see answered. We're always available by email to answer any of those or to give more guidance or feedback about the census if you're interested.
And let's talk about who should be taking the census. Like who can actually complete this and who are we trying to get to participate?
Yeah, so the audience is worker cooperatives and democratic workplaces in the US. So that includes US territories like Puerto Rico. That includes startup businesses that haven't launched yet if they're intending to be a worker cooperative or democratic form. It includes businesses that are conventional businesses, but maybe are converting to one of those forms. So it's really expansive. We want to learn a lot about all stages, all types of businesses. So if you really have a question about your situation, you're welcome to reach out to us to see if you're a good fit. But otherwise, anyone is welcome to click the link on the website and share some information with us if they want to.
Great. And so, if you haven't taken it before, you can just click this link. But what if people already took the census back in 2021?
Yeah, so if you took the census before, you would have received a direct email from us. And we just sent those to the email that we have on file for your business. If you're maybe a Federation member, if you filled out the census before, if we just generally know about you and you've been around as a worker co-op or democratic workplaces for a long time, you probably received a direct invite link or someone in your business did. And there's a benefit to clicking that link if you completed the census last time, because it will pre-populate some of the fields for you so that you don't have to hopefully answer the same information again about your business's origin, et cetera. So you can kind of just check that information, click through, and click submit. But otherwise, if you didn't receive a direct email from us, anyone is welcome to click the link on our website and participate. Any of our partners are welcome to share that link with any worker co-op that they know about, et cetera.
And can you talk about what kinds of things the census will ask? What questions should people be anticipating?
Yeah, so the census asks about your business, the origins of your business, who started it, how did it come to be, the recent history of your business, including the outcomes for your business in the last fiscal year 2022. We ask about things like financial outcomes because it helps us get a sense of how do worker co-ops compare to conventional businesses in the US, et cetera. We ask a lot about, the continued impact of the pandemic. The last time that we did the census, it was just a few months after the pandemic. So we're really hoping to get a sense of now several years out, how are these businesses doing? So there's a lot of questions about that as well. And then we also ask about your workforce. So we want to know who are the people working at worker co-ops and democratic workplaces. So we ask some pretty detailed questions about the breakdown of your workforce and who works there. And yeah.
And that's a lot of some of that's like sensitive information. Can you um talk a little bit about, what happens to the data that's collected? How do we deal with things like consent and personal information?
Yeah. So, as you can imagine, the survey results in just a treasure trove of data. Like Mo mentioned, we're really the only ones surveying like at this level in the whole US, trying to understand the field of worker co-ops and democratic workplaces. So we really try to balance the benefit of that data existing and being available to our partners and researchers with obviously, first and foremost, protecting the privacy of you and your business. So the way that we set up the census is that once the census period closes, so everybody's completed their surveys, we go to analyze the data. We are going to remove all the identifying information from the data sets. So that includes your name, your contact information, the name of your business, the address of your business, basically anything that would connect the data to a person or a business or a place. And that results in a data set that we're going to make available to the field. So folks will be able to apply to access it, to use it for their own research. That's really helpful just because that prevents other people from having to survey the same businesses again and ask them the same questions. And then we also wanted to give the option this year of folks being able to tell us how they want their personal information used. So your name, your contact information, if you want to share that with some of the partners of the Federation and of DAWI, you have the option to do that. And that's really helpful because again, that prevents our partners from having to kind of do the same surveying and outreach work, from you having to receive the same survey a million times over. So if you do want to share your data with other partners, you'll have the option to tell us so in the form, and then we'll follow your wishes accordingly, if that makes sense.
That's great. And I want to, stress that first and foremost, this data is for us, the worker co-op community. Of course, the U.S. Federation of Worker Co-ops is always very concerned about members, like really being able to understand the field, this movement that we're building together. So, understanding like what are the trends, what are the challenges that people are running into, how can we as a community help to create resources that can be shared amongst all of us. So, I think really at the heart of all of this is making sure that we understand ourselves and are able to grow this movement um, and share more of the worker co community with the world. So,
Yeah,
um,
absolutely.
so talking about, actually taking the census, with all the different questions that are going to be asked, what should people make sure to have on hand when they're sitting down to actually take the census?
Yeah. So I mentioned earlier there's some pretty detailed financial outcome questions. So for that, it's really helpful to have your tax forms from 2022 in front of you. You probably just completed those last month. So it's helpful to have those just to have the numbers on hand. If you have a list of workers at your business, I think that's also helpful for the questions that are asking about your workforce. Yeah, those I think those are kind of the two most useful ones I can think of.
And can you talk a little bit about like how long the census is, like how do people take it, and do they have to do it all at once?
Yeah. So the census, you can either access it again through your email or by clicking the link right on the website. Mo, actually, if you want to just click the Participate Now link, we can show folks what that looks like. So the first page you'll see is just giving a little bit, again, info of what might be useful to have. Here on this first page is also where you can decide if you want to complete the survey in English or in Spanish. So you can click that here. Once you click that, it'll take you through our consent, which I just mentioned. So you'll be able to see what we do with the data and choose how you want your personal information shared or not shared. And then it'll take you into the survey. Depending on your business situation, it'll show or not show certain questions. And it is quite a few questions. So you definitely don't have to complete it all in one sitting. And if you access the email link from or if you access the link from your email, you can just close out of your browser, click back into that link in the same browser, and it'll save your progress. If you access the link from our website, same thing. If you're using the same browser and you close out of it midway, it should show up the information if you click out of it. So you definitely don't have to do it all at once if you don't want to. Yeah, anything I missed, Mo? Oh, you're on mute.
No, I think that's really great. Thank you so much, Olga. for walking through all of this with us. And I want to remind people, if you have any questions at all, please reach out to us at census@usworker.coop. And we have a team that gets those emails. We'll make sure to get back to you as soon as we possibly can. And thank you so much for your interest in participating in the census. And we can't wait to share the results with you later this fall.
Thanks so much, everyone.